Hey, I'm Christine, and we're just going to do some really beginner-friendly sun salutations today. You can do it at home, you can do it on your living room floor, have a yoga mat. If you find that your knees are a little tender, go ahead and take a blanket and just lay it across the back, okay? So that you can put your knees down and just give a little extra cushion. Otherwise, let's move to the front of the mat. And you're going to just take a nice, steady stance. Maybe even rock the weight back and forth, just kind of taking that moment to ground down through the feet, become present on your yoga mat. And then from there, I want you to start to activate the legs, get the legs a little energized. And then from there, activate the core. You may feel a gentle lift in the chest. The shoulders roll away from the ears. And then take a few deep breaths. Big breath in, big breath out. Big breath in, big breath out. Good. Take one more. Big breath in. Big breath out. Lovely. All right, let's bring the arms into it. Big breath in. Bring the arms up overhead. Take a moment. Palms are facing inward. And from there, imagine you're holding a bowl. And you're putting that bowl on the highest shelf in the kitchen, right? You gotta lift, 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 lift. Big breath in. Exhale. You're going to take that bowl and just set it down on the ground. Bend the knees a lot. Drop the head. Maybe even shake out the head just to get the tension away from the face and the neck. One more round of breath. Good. Big breath in. We're going to come just halfway up. Nice, strong, flat back. Here, this tends to be a little difficult for a lot of people, especially if you're a beginner. Take a moment, roll the shoulders away from the ears. The knees can still be bent. Grow really tall through the spine. And now as you exhale, bend the knees a lot, bring the hands down, and you're going to just step the feet back. We're going to start with a modified plank. So that means our knees are on the ground. Now if you find that a modified plank is just a little hard for you, you can always take tabletop, right? It's okay to do a couple rounds of cat-cow and skip the rest of it, right? But from here, modified plank, shoulders are under wrist, belly is pulled in, big breath in. And as you exhale, your heart, your chest is leaning towards the floor. We're going to keep our butts in the air and our chest touches and our chin touches. Take a moment here. And then you're going to slide down on your belly, relax the spine, roll the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to just take a baby cobra. You don't have to go very high here, especially if it's your first vinyasa of the day. And then on the exhale, release the head and the chest. And let's just start with a child's pose. So maybe knees are farther apart, maybe they're together, just whatever feels best. Relax the shoulders. Maybe the head rests on the ground. Another big round of breath. And then on the next inhale, you're going to really strengthen through the hands, tuck the toes under. You're going to lead the hips into the air into downward facing dog. And same thing, if it's your first posture of the day, maybe it's the first time you're really getting a chance to move, bring the feet out really super wide, and you can just bend one knee, straighten the other, walk your dog. And the arms are really strong here, right? Because our arms are strong, our legs and our hips get to have a little bit of movement and open, all right? Another big round of breath. And then on the next inhale, go ahead and look at your hands. Exhale, just walk the feet forward to the front of the mat. Feet can be hips width apart, bend the knees, and you're in Uttanasana, forward fold. Shake out the head. Take a moment here. On the next inhale, halfway up, strong flat back. Shoulders are away from the ears, core is strong. Exhale, release. And this time, as we come up, you're going to bend the knees a lot, bring the hands to the thighs, and roll it up, curl it up, one vertebra at a time, all the way back up to Tadasana, to mountain pose. And as you come up, the head is the very last thing to come up. Take a few rounds of breath, soften through the face, soften through the shoulders. The legs are strong, core is strong. Let's do another round. Big breath in, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, you're going to come forward fold, so bend the knees on the way down. And as you enter forward fold, start with knees bent, and then as you start to kind of waken up the hips and open up the hamstrings, maybe you start to straighten the legs a little bit more. Shake out the head. On an inhale, halfway up, strong flat back. This is just prepping our spine, and it really helps to increase back strength and core strength. Next, exhale. This is tricky. Bend the knees a lot, bring the hands down, walk the feet back to your plank or modified plank. So you can start with modified plank if you're feeling a little bit stronger. Maybe bring the knees up, shoulders are over wrists, legs are strong, core is strong. Another round of breath. And then on the exhale, you're going to bring it all the way to the ground this time. Good. From there, roll the shoulders away from the ears first. Squeeze that space between the shoulder blades. Lift up the chest. Just take a baby cobra, maybe the fingertips, float off the ground. Couple rounds of breath. On an exhale, release. Maybe you step back to child's pose. This time, maybe you try your downward facing dog. Really strengthen through the arms. Maybe you start to notice that the calves are opening, the hamstrings are opening up. Core is strong here. Another big round of breath. On the next inhale, look at the hands. So walk the feet forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. Take a moment. Inhale, halfway up, strong flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale. Maybe come up flat back first and reverse swan dive all the way up to the top. Take a moment, palms are facing inward, and you're having that bowl, right? We take that bowl, we really lift it up to the highest shelf. Maybe we take a small back bend. Exhale, hands come to prayer, all the way down through the center to heart center. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Take that moment and breathe. Maybe the arms float down to the sides. And you really feel the chest lift. Beautiful. Let's do one more round. Big inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Big breath in, engage. Exhale, forward fold. Check in with the neck, check in with the face. Inhaling halfway up, strong flat back. Exhale, bend the knees a lot. Press the hands down, step back to modified plank or full plank, whatever is in your practice today, right? You're just meeting yourself where you're at. Full breath in. Exhale, bring it all the way down. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the chest up. Maybe you notice that you're getting a little more range with each time you come into the practice. Another round of breath. As you exhale, release. Inhale, find your way to child's pose, Balasana, or downward facing dog. Take that moment. Notice where you're at right now. Maybe you notice you're having a little bit of Ujjayi breath. Another full round of breath. Breathing in fully. Exhaling, releasing. On an inhale, look at the hands. Exhale, walk the feet forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, strong flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Same thing as before. Keep the palms facing inward. Imagine you're holding that bowl, reaching that bowl up towards the ceiling, onto the highest shelf. Exhale, bring hands to heart center, down into prayer. And just take a moment and notice. Notice your breath. Notice if there's any tension being held in the shoulders and the face. Maybe with the next inhale, lengthen the spine just a little more. And then release the hands down to the sides. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. May you go in peace throughout your week. Namaste.